following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is John with Flippin' Ain't Easy, and want to talk to you today about something that I really thought by now would be entirely dead, but we have people that are still using this, and I guess it has its usefulness, but I think it's really not the best tool to use when you're trying to sell your items, and that is auctions. And more specifically, 99-cent auctions. So now, auctions were really useful about 20 years ago. And just over time, I guess your Amazon buyer developed this mindset where I can go in and buy my items today on Amazon and get them in some cases today. Whereas some buyers just don't want to wait 3, 5, 7 days like on an auction, and that kind of kills the appeal for them to even think about bidding on your item. But what prompted me to make this video was an email that I received, someone talking about how they had an item up that they started at 99 cents, and it got me to thinking people still do that. And the problem with that, and I'll show you the numbers here on the screen. If you sell an item for 99 cents, and let's say you have $6 shipping, well, that's effectively a $6.99. Basically, $6.99 is what you sold it for. You have to pay for the shipping label, and after eBay takes their fees, 92 cents in fees, because you're paying the fees on the entire sale, including the shipping that the buyer is paying. And that wipes out any real profit that you're making. Now, that's based on a 13.25% fee structure, final value fee. That's not the same in all categories, so it may be lower. In some cases, it might be even a little bit higher depending on the category you're selling in. Well, that can end up being a huge disaster. And the problem is, with auctions starting off at 99 cents, you're relying on multiple bidders. And the old saying that someone said is, if you are selling an auction item, you're reliant on the second place bidder to bid that item up to your actual price. There's only one bidder involved. Let's say the first bidder bids up to $10, but there's nobody else behind that person to bid it up. Well, you still sold the item for 99 cents plus your shipping. If you sell that item for 99 cents and it's a heavier item, and let's say your shipping is $9, well, you've essentially sold that item for $9.99, and you have $1.32 in eBay fees based on 13.25%. That's a disaster in most cases. Now, it can be useful. It can be a useful tool. And I would think that you may want to do a few things here. Avoid the 99-cent thing. Don't start your auctions off at 99 cents. And the only time I would really ever consider that is if you know the item has huge demand. Say you're selling an iPhone. You can start it off at 99 cents because you know it's going to get a lot of bids. But why wouldn't you just take a fair fixed price and list it at a fair fixed price, and it'll probably sell overnight if it has that kind of demand. See, the problem with auctions also is you generally don't get as much for an item on auction than you would at a fixed price. If you go and do research on this, you'll see many items that have been sold with auction usually end up at or below market. That makes sense for that item as compared to other items that have sold that same item that is sold at a fixed rate. And so when is it useful? Well, it's useful when you don't know the value of something. So let's say you have something, you know it's worth something, but you cannot find the comps for it. You just really don't have an idea of what to start this item at if you were to sell it at a fixed price. Well, that's where auctions come into play. You can really get in there, list that item on auction, and let the market dictate what it's worth. But I would still say, if you're going to use an auction for that purpose, come up with a dollar amount in your mind, not 99 cents. Whatever that is that you're comfortable accepting if only one person was the bid on that item. So let's say you picked it up at a yard sale for $1. Maybe you think it's worth a lot, but maybe you'd be willing to accept $9.99 if only one person came along, and you'd still make some money on that. Not the ideal outcome, right? not the best outcome, but at least you're not losing on the deal like you would be if you're selling that item at a starting point of 99 cents. And allow the market to decide and tell you what it's actually worth. Others actually use this strategy. Let's say there's an item that sells normally for $10. They'll start off the auction at, let's say, $6.99 plus shipping, and they're hopeful that they'll get multiple bidders that will bid it up to the actual market value, and or in some cases they get in a bidding war and they bid above the market value plus shipping. And I guess for some that's useful, but you got to remember there's a number of people who are turned off by auctions. Just simply, they just don't want to wait. They would rather go in and make you an offer if you have offers set up on that listing and buy it outright than to wait 3, 4, 5, or 7 days with the idea they may still not get the item. People know what they want. They want it, and they want it now. That's the ideal outcome for most buyers. And of course, you can't get that on eBay. You can't get it now, but I think it's more appealing to buyers to get that item as quickly as they can, rather than to wonder if they're even going to get it in the first place and get outbid at the last minute. So again, we've talked about this before, auctions. It's not really something I think most serious resellers should be using. Really, if you're not really sure about, well, where do I even start, the prices on my items at, I'm going to do a video here pretty soon, and it's going to kind of show you how to use the 90-day solds to determine somewhat current market value for your items, and how to look at TerraPeak to go in to see previous market value. Maybe in some cases you have an item that is seasonal that does better in certain seasons, and TerraPeak can also show you that as well, and it'll give you a better idea on, if you're selling a certain kind of item, how to set up your fixed price listings, rather than just throwing it up at 99 cents and hoping the market takes care of it. Because in most cases, you don't have enough demand on a lot of these items, and the market won't take care of you, and you're going to be left holding the bag. It's happened to me too many times in the past, and it makes me cringe every time I see someone selling an item at 99 cents, and they could have put it up at a decent fixed price and waited a little while for the ideal buyer and actually made a profit. So guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed the content, of course, hit the like button. We'll give you a sale here in the next 24 hours is kind of our thing and what we do. But nonetheless, if you enjoy the content that we put out, hit the subscribe button. We'd certainly appreciate that. But this channel is dedicated to helping resellers in any way, shape, or form that we can, and just helping you not make the mistakes that a 99-cent auction could really cause, which would be a disaster. But figuring all that out and implementing the proper pricing in your listings is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy, and I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day. We will talk to you very soon. Take care.